All right, all right, all right. We are back like we never left. Episode three. We're already on number three. Hey, if you're tuning in, we appreciate you, right? But if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead, like. Go ahead, share this with everybody. Let everybody know about it. Coworkers, family, friends, all of them, right? Of course, let us know down there in the comments where you're coming from, who you are, what type of wine you like, and kind of any types of experience and what you want us to cover next in the future. Now, again, welcome. We are the big fish. This is the little pond that we're sitting in right now, swimming. All right, Dr. Michael Allen and Mr. Daniel Lewis. We are masters of a few things, and hopefully we can share some of that knowledge and skill with you. Now, as always, we are going to feature a wine starting off because I really like this wine, like a lot, and it tastes great. It's good for you. It's strong, and we got a great guy here to talk us through the process. Because when it comes to wine, he's got a PhD in it. I definitely don't. So, Dr. Lewis, please tell us about this wine. It looks like we got a Blackberry Pizzazz. Can you give us a little history on this?
Well, first I want to say, hoorah.
Hoorah.
It's all about the military. So you can take the man out the military, but you can't take the military out the man. So this new wine, well, this next wine, should I say, is Blackberry Pizzazz. Now, as I always say, when in Rome, do as a Roman. When in the South, do as a Southern. So everybody is familiar with blackberries in the South. That's a staple of wine. Blackberries. People grew up walking down the road, picking blackberries on the side of the road, and just eating them. And so everybody in the South know about blackberries. So being in the South, I had to make wine out of Southern fruits, and so that's what I did. So this blackberry, of course, like all the other wines we do, we use a whole lot of blackberries. Now, when you look at it, of course, like I said, we want to appeal to all the senses. So first is visual. We want to look clean and crisp. All right? Then we want you to smell it. Smell the blackberries, the sweet blackberry aroma. Then you taste it. You taste it, swerve it in your mouth, let your brain catch up with it, and enjoy the flavor. Now, a lot of people ask us, how did you get such flavor in these bottles of wine?
Oh, this tastes just like a blackberry.
Exactly. Just like if you take a blackberry and just squeeze it in your mouth, this is what it tastes like, with a little kick.
Wow.
So what we do, like I say, we use a lot of blackberries. That's the first thing. So we use about 50 pounds of blackberries to make 15 gallons of wine. So that's how we get this crisp, light, robust flavor and taste out of this. Now, our alcohol contents, in case you may ask, a lot of people say, I like that Stella wine. And I said, well, if you know her after the day, you're going to be like, Stella who? Stella has 5% alcohol. Our lowest is 12%. Our average is 15%. And our highest is 17%. All right? So this blackberry is 12%. Now, we have mastered the taste and alcohol contents where you can drink it, taste so good, you don't even know you drink it. But when you drink enough of it, you know you drink it. So that's our Blackberry Pizzazz.
Now, follow-up question, in case they haven't watched the other episodes, but I know they're going to, is can they go out to your website and order this?
Of course. You can go to our website, lakepointvineyard.org, and order as much as you want. Minimum 4 bottles is the minimum order. Up to a case, which is 12 bottles. You go online to the website, order it. UPS will bring it right to your door.
Mm.
We ship anywhere in the state of Alabama and 42 other states.
Mm. So, and then you said up to a case, but what if I really fall in love with this Blackberry Pizzazz? Because it does taste, it does taste just like a Blackberry. I mean, it's a sweet smell and then the just right amount of tartness to hit you to balance it out. What if I want to order 2 cases?
Hey, the sky's the limit. You can order 2 cases, you can order 10 cases.
Okay.
As much as your heart or your finance allow you to buy.
I know that's right. I know that's right. No, this is really good, man. And honestly, if I'm being real with you, I typically don't, I didn't think I really like blackberries as much as I do sitting here drinking it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of weird. Is that weird? Like,
Well, like I said, a lot of people that are not from the South has not been exposed to the Southern fruits. So we put it out there so everybody can know what we know down here.
yeah. Oof, this is good. This is real good. Wow. Yeah, no, this is great. Now, because I'm gonna drink some more of this, but as I'm drinking more of it, I got some questions for you, sir. Now, as y'all know, and in case you don't know, let me reiterate. Retired Army, retired Air Force, cumulative over 47 years of service between us. That's damn near half a century. We know a few things. We've been in a few situations, and now we're here to talk to you about some of these situations and where we are currently in life. We didn't just wake up here. He didn't just wake up being successful. I didn't just wake up in the suit, looking like this, talking like this. There's a lot of things that went into us. And of course, as you already heard, into this wine as well. Now, there's a lot of things that can be scary about change, right? Would you agree?
Definitely.
Now, my thing is, in my studies, I always saw that change management was one of the hardest things to master because it's a perfect hybrid of processes, quantitative, hard things that are getting done, and people. Right? So you got to be able to blend those 2 things together. So a lot of people are very scared of change because you got to deal with people and processes and how do those things go together. And sometimes, a lot of times, it can be oil and water. It doesn't go together very well because people like routines and they like what they're used to. So my question for you, sir, is what was the scariest part of leaving a stable path in the military for that change to start the winery?
Well, that's a good question. You know, the military prepares you for change. If you think about it, every 3 to 4 years you relocate. You in this state these 3 years, next 3 years you're in a different country, next 3 years you're in another state, next 3 years you're in a different country. So change in the military is taught, is drilled into you.
Right.
We move more in the military than we do anywhere else in life.
You ain't lying.
So they prepare you for change. And, being in 2 wars is very uncertain. There's a lot of changes going on in war.
And quick.
And it's quickly.
Right.
So you don't have time to dwell on, well, what kind of change I'm going to do today? Do I want to do these changes? Is this going to be good changes or bad changes? You are taught to do it and think about it later. Let me get another hit of that, sir.
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty good.
It is pretty good.
So the military prepares you for change. Now, getting out of the military, coming into a business point of view, of course, it's a little scary because it's change again. But as I said, the military prepares you for change. And if you prepare yourself financially, then you are prepared for the changes.
Yep.
And that's where a person like you come in to prepare you financially. If you don't know how to do it yourself, that's one of the most scariest things of change is the financial situation.
Right.
They're going from a stable, secure finance to a non-stable or up and down, fluctuating finance. That is one of the most scariest part.
Right.
But if you got a good financial person in your corner, it helps you with a lot of the uncertainty.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I couldn't agree more, actually. I'm going to take it a step further because we often see people stay in the military longer than what they want to because they are not financially prepared.
Exactly.
And we got to, guys, if you're going to do 20 years and retire, you need to start thinking about retirement probably at about 10 years. You need to give yourself about 10 years to get prepared for it, minimum 5 years, but 10 years is kind of ideal. If you're going to do 25 years, you've definitely been thinking about it before you hit your 20, right? If you're thinking you're going to do 30, you should probably start thinking about it right around 20, right? So you need to think, okay, if I'm going to do this then, you can't wait till then to do it, right? You got to do, and you got to start taking not only planning, but you got to put things in action to have things set up to be successful. Now, we also like to drop nuggets on people, and I'll say the nugget I'm going to drop right now is, and I see it all the time, man. It kind of blows my mind when I sit down with people in my line of work. They don't have a budget. They don't. And even if they think they have an idea of what a budget is, they never take time to sit down and actually write it out. You can do it. This is a regular spreadsheet. I mean, the way AI is, you can talk to AI. You can talk to it and tell it what your expenses are, and we'll draft you a budget. I mean, let's be real. To dial in a budget, I mean, seriously, to sit down and look at everything, you need less than an hour, right? Especially using technology nowadays. You got to understand where you're at so you can understand where you're going to go or where you're not going to go, because you got to be able to sometimes just make more money, right? There's only so much cost cutting you can do at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, you might be surprised at how much money you can end up saving, right? I often do it with people who think they don't have any money to invest. And usually on average, I'll find them between $300 to $600 a month that they can invest depending on what type of lifestyle they're in and a lot of other variables. So I will say just do a simple budget, sit down, and more importantly, stick to it. That's what a budget's for. But how are you going to stick to something that's not even existing? Okay? So you got to take that first step. You got to do a budget.
With that being said, we have a lot of military people here in the state of Alabama. A lot of Air Force here at Maxwell and Ghana. A lot of state workers, government workers that has a fixed income. And I got caught up in that trap in the beginning because it's like, hey, I can spend as much as I want because twice a month, my check is going to be deposited. I can blow all this and more coming. So I got caught up in that trap at a young and early age. And I learned later on that, hey, saving for the future is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because you're going to live. And I tell people all the time when they come, there's life after the military. There's life after the state and federal worker. Mm-hmm. So what are you going to do in the life afterwards? If you haven't prepared a plan for it, you're going to have a problem. Mm-hmm. That's why you see a lot of people that's retired working at Walmart and
doing something they don't want to do.
Yeah, as a greeter or whatever, because they need to make ends meet, because they didn't prepare for the future. Mm-hmm. Like they weren't going to live there. Mm-hmm. So now they living there going, I need to have some money. I didn't plan for it, so I got to work. I don't want to work. I'm too old to work, but I ain't got no choice. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's very important to plan and properly plan so you don't have to do that when you get in an older age. You can enjoy life.
Right. Got to plan. Because if you don't plan, guess what? You plan to fail.
5 P's. Mm-hmm. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. Mm-hmm. So.
Yep. Now, in line with that, I kind of have a combo question for you here. Now, obviously, this is your passion, and you follow that passion because I'm drinking it right now, and it tastes good. Um, First part of it is, what advice would you give someone dreaming of starting their own passion business? Which, in my opinion, you should probably be passionate about a business before you start it. Otherwise, it might not be the greatest thing to do. Second part is, since you are so passionate, which wine are you the most proud of that your passion really shines through on? Two-part question.
Well, the first part is back to the 5 P's. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. Now, you see a lot of business that pops up 6 months to a year, maybe 2 years, and they're gone out of business
Boom.
because they didn't proper plan.
Right.
The biggest part of planning is finances.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have money.
You got to be willing to invest.
Believe it or not, you got to have it.
Right.
You got to have startup money. You got to have operating expenses. Where's it going to come from? If you didn't plan it, properly planned for it, and saved up for it, you're not going to have it. So if you want to go into a business and you want to succeed, you need to start preparing for it years in advance. That's part of being successful, having a goal and being able to achieve your goal. Think of it as a family. In order to have a family, you got to have a wife or a girlfriend or a boyfriend. You got to come together. You normally get a house or apartment, and then you prepare for kids.
Mm-hmm.
Business is same thing. You got to have finances. You got to start preparing for it. You got to save. You got to invest, and to make it work.
Yeah. And I'm going to follow that up before we get into your one that you're most passionate about, most proudest of, because I also like to add, whatever you plan for uncertainty as well. So if you think it's going to cost you $10,000 in startup costs, plan for $15,000, right? Because nothing ever goes to plan. Now, that's a great place to start, but you got to be prepared. And you got to be prepared to invest in yourself. Because if you don't invest in yourself into your own business, how do you expect other people to invest in you?
And that's a good analogy because, as if it takes 10,000, that might have been 10,000 2 years ago. Inflation changes. That 10,000 now ain't 10,000 anymore.
Right.
It's 12 or 14,000.
Right.
And it depends on how long you leave it after that. It might be 16, 18,000. So proper planning. You got to have the finance. You got to have an investor. You got to have investments. You got to get with the right person to make the right investments. And that's where a person like you come in to make sure that they get to where they want to be, because nobody knows. That's not a parent one-on-one to teach you that.
Right.
You got to get with somebody to teach you.
Mm-hmm.
All right? That's that part. Now, part two of the question, which is my favorite, that's like asking a parent, what's his favorite child?
Right.
All of them is my favorite.
All of them.
All of them. All of them are wines that I created, wines that I birthed, wine that I started from scratch. But if I had to pick a favorite of favorites, I would go back to the number one, the first one I created, or the top seller that I created. And the first one I created is the Perfect Peach.
Mm.
That was the one that, as I say, launched my career.
Mm-hmm.
And as I got better and better and better, I would say my number one of all times, which I had a bunch of number ones that, like the sweet tea wine was number one. The lemonade wine was number one. The Perfect Peach was number one. And then I got into wines that was niche wine, like the banana pudding. That was number one.
Mm.
But the number one of all time has to be the Summer Breeze, the hibiscus. that's the number one of all time.
Yeah.
So I would say that was my greatest creation because everybody loves it.
Oh my God.
Everybody buys
Everybody.
it. Everybody.
It's almost like pizza. You don't know nobody that don't like pizza. Everybody loves pizza.
I would put it even more than that. I would put it in the hamburger or hot dog category.
Or let's do better. Money. Everybody loves money, don't they?
Everybody loves it. And that is a money generator.
Yo, it's not hard. And I know it's your number one, but it's also my number one. I already know all the ingredients. It's not even sitting here right now. It's going to be in a future episode. Hibiscus, spearmint, apple, and grape. Those are the 4 key ingredients. I got all that right?
You got it.
I got it right. You know why? Because I buy the shit by the case. That's why. You know what I'm saying? That is, oh my God. I'm thinking about Summer Breeze right now.
I think the hibiscus, we took good to another level.
Look, I know it's not the featured wine, but yes. And we're going to talk. We don't want to spoil it, but look, when I taste that wine, I think I'm in the Matrix. I don't even think it's real because my brain can't even communicate what's going on to my taste buds and vice versa. You know what it tastes like? It tastes like more. Like you just want to drink more of it. That's what it tastes like. We're going to leave it there because I got one more important question for you before we wrap up this episode. And I do appreciate the input so far. If you aren't taking notes, take notes. If you got AI, record this, take notes with your AI.
Or not, buy the book.
Yeah, and buy the book. You know what? And while you're out there buying the book, betting on yourself, right? The Lottery Within by this man right here, and I helped co-author it. It's all about his life and the starts of this winery that he started, right? He co-founded with. He's the owner of small business. Great guy. Check it out. We got all the links down there as well. While you're down there, go ahead and click on subscribe. It's free. You might as well go ahead and do it. Go ahead and like it. Go ahead and share it with your mama and them. Go ahead and comment. What do you want us to talk about in the future as well? Now, kind of a big question here. That's why I saved it for last for this episode. Now, we all look at success differently. We all have different definitions of success. When I help people with budgeting, with finances, with saving, right? Now, success can be them saving $500. It could be making a profit on this business. It could be returns. It could be margins. It could be many, many things and many different ways that you can interpret success, right? It can be when I personal train people in the gym and they're losing 5 pounds, right? Of fat, not weight, but fat, right? Because we don't want to lose muscle. Or is it gaining 5 pounds of muscle, right? Is it getting their sexy back? Is it finally getting that 6-pack, that 4-pack, that 2-pack, or just a flat stomach, right? Or getting rid of those love handles. These are all different forms and definitions of success, right? It's subjective, right? But we can all say that those are all good things and they all have some type of success. It just depends on the degree of said success. So my question for you, sir, is how has owning the winery changed your definition of success?
It's a very good question. And it has multiple answers. But number one is a lifestyle change. The winery has generated more wealth, a different lifestyle, a different outlook of what wealth should be. And some people look at wealth as, I want to be rich, or I got $1 million. I look at it as sustainable income. It is a sustainable income that has prepared for me and my family for generations. A sustainable income is what the winery has done for me. What I consider wealth.
Like a legacy almost.
Transitioning from good life to a great life.
Right. No, that's good, man. That's
with
good.
A bunch of zeros behind it.
Yeah. Success. There's a couple things we can't really get enough of. Time and money.
Right.
And depending on how you look at it, it could be the same thing. Right? Money buys time, time buys money.
And for everybody, I'm not trying to be braggadocious, but everybody can't own a winery. Everybody can't be a vintner, but everybody could be successful in life if they have the right financial person in their corner. Because financial self-wealth is learning how to prepare and save for the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
And a person like you is in a position to do that, to give them that tools to be successful.
You know, that's a good point. And I think maybe kind of to wrap up this episode, we leave them with one good nugget of financial advice. Um, if you want to get something right, consistency, right? To be consistent, to be purposeful, but to be consistent is so important in so many aspects of life, right? Showing up to work on time, right? Hitting the gym every day or how often you need to accomplish your goals. But if you want to do something consistently as far as finances go out there and check out VOO, okay? That is Vanguard's version of the S&P 500. Now, S&P 500 typically will outperform stockbrokers. 91 to 94% of stockbrokers get outperformed every day by the S&P 500. And again, unless your first name is Warren and your last name is Buffett, it's probably going to do better than you, right? So go out there, get that VOO. It's like S&P 500 on steroids. I think last year my VOO performed 17.8%, something like that. So set it up on a daily reminder. Do $10 a day, $20 a day, $50 a day, whatever you want to do, right? So that's kind of that one nugget. What do you think about that?
I think for the average person, you just spoke way over the head. So to simplify what he just said, you need to make an appointment with this guy so he can school you and educate you on the ABCs of financing.
That's a good point. That is a good point. Now, sometimes I do go a little bit in the deep end and it can get over some heads, but yeah, hit me up. Let me know what you need. Obviously, check this book out. Check them out online. They ship to 42 different states. You've already seen all the wines that we tasted, but if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe so you can. It's free, right? We already talked about finances. Ain't nothing like free in life. Go ahead and subscribe. It's free. Like, share, but also comment. Let us know what you want us to talk about in the future. And I know you're going to go out there and see what other wines they have as you buy some wines, or stop in and see this man in person so we can give you a tour and you can do a wine tasting. Tell us what wines you want us to cover to be featured on our future episodes. And with that,
one last thing to say. This book right here is my first book, and that is what you see right there. The second book is coming out. It's going to be Turning Water into Wine. Thirsty for Success.
Mm-hmm.
And with that being said, success for me is wine. Success to you can be this money marketing person helping you to become financial security.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Drink to that.
I'm drinking to it. All right, brother. I appreciate you. And we'll see y'all next episode 4.
Peace out.